Master, we are ready. respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cương thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp môi cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, tinh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đắc lạc, tập chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đần Thổ Sư Chê Đô Ye Ở La Hờ Đi Sa Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Tát Ta Tô Ya Đà Ya La Ha Đề Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Thoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu, wo jin jie wen de shou qu, yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good new advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa thượng Thiên Hoa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 26th of April 2024. We're here in Go Forest to continue discussing the prologue, door number 2 to the Avatamsaka Sutra. Thank you all for joining us. We're now on slide 817. Thank you. Okay, let's go right into it. Moreover, the production from conditions being without a self counter the externalists' existence of a self, and yet still did not state the principle of dharmas having no self.
又原身无我，番外有我，然犹未说法无我理。
Okay. So it's been a while, so let's remind ourselves what we are. He's discussing things that are that I don't understand. Okay, and let's get this straight. But we're studying this because even though we don't understand everything, understanding a little bit is also extremely beneficial already. It shows you the nature of wisdom, Buddhist wisdom compared to non-Buddhist wisdom. And the Buddhist wisdom is so insightful that it takes you appreciate the depth of the wisdom from the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. Okay, so we're on slide 818. He's in the midst of talking about the Indian Buddhism. Master Xuanzang went to India and he brought back the Indian Buddhism, and so he's Master Qingyang here, for our sakes, he did a survey of and compared the Chinese wisdom, Chinese Buddhism, and now he's talking about Indian Buddhism. Okay, and what happened in India is that the Buddha, when he started teaching first in India, he had to position himself against the existing Indian teachers. So that's why that's a reference point. And so Indian teachers were actually very confused. This is a problem with the worldly teaching. They're so confused, and yet they have no clues that they are so wrong. Okay? And they really believe they're right. And that's very difficult for the Buddhas to try to convince them otherwise. Okay? But he patiently explained to the initial disciples the Buddhist principles to help sway them and help them open their mind gradually. Okay. So 818. Moreover, the production from condition being without itself. Okay. Counter the externalist view of existence of itself. He says that what is production from condition being without itself? Production from conditions. What's production from conditions? Things that happen, phenomena that you can observe. What phenomena? Weather. If you tune in at 4 in the morning, okay, on KNBC, anyone does it? Oh, you have to go to morning ceremony. I can't sleep at 4. So I turn on the TV, and the TV news talk about what conditions? Traffic conditions. They said right now, 4 a.m., for the last 10 days or so, there's no traffic. Okay? So those are production from conditions. Production meaning things that arise. Okay? Production meaning some things that come into being. And they arise, they happen because of some conditions. For example, at 4 a.m., the traffic being light is because it's too early. No one is awake yet. Those are the conditions. Too early, the wee hours of the morning. Normal people would be sleeping. Is that clear? They use these big words, but actually it's an observation. It's the observation of life itself. So production from condition, meaning, like say, see, lighter traffic, because condition meaning early hours. Okay? Being without self, meaning that these happen, needs no intervention from us. It just happens. Okay? We are not the center of the universe. Okay? So that's what is explained by, is written here, produced entirely from external factors, not anything that have to do with us. Okay? Counter the externalists, I mean the existing Indian teachers, tradition, or ordinary people view of the existence of a self. Okay? Meaning that I am important. I am the only thing that matters. And actually, life goes on with or without us. Okay? And so because of that, there's no wisdom. Because of that, if you still believe there is a self, you are in a state of confusion. And you see, it's very difficult for a teacher like the Buddha to look at his disciple and said, you think you know a lot, but actually you're so confused because you still have a self, a sense of a self. You're so confused. Okay? And so at this level here, the Buddha only talked about the principles of no self, no beings, okay? But also, they haven't talked about yet the level of emptiness of the self alone, but the emptiness of the Dharma. The Dharma has no self. What does it mean? Have no self, you have no self, the Dharma has no self. What does it mean ultimately, folks? This is Buddhist wisdom. You let the Buddhists like to talk about Dharma has no self, people have no self, and so forth. But what does it mean? See, they're all looking down because you're Buddhist, but you don't know what it really means. I can accept the fact that Koreans have nothing to say because they're still hungry. They only have 5 minutes to eat lunch. We ran over time today. Yes, 4. What does it mean that there's no self? Mean you are not, you have no self, and the Dharma has no self. 4.
It means there's nothing for us to be attached to.
Nothing for us to be attached to. Not bad. Can you do better? Can someone do better? Nothing for us to be attached to. Can someone do better than that? Can you speak in layman's term? Anyone? Okay, tonight we have a special training session. Master Z is coming here to go for us, to sit through the night with you. So if you give me the right answer, I let you sleep 1 hour. Those who cannot sleep tonight. Any interest? Any takers? Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking Turkey. What does it mean? 5.
Thank you, Master. I don't think it's any better answer, but I'm thinking that it could it be that it's no discrimination.
No discrimination. Can you do better than no discrimination? Don't make me think. This is my problem with the Buddhist teachings. They throw words at you, and you say, no discrimination. I say, so I discriminate? Wait a minute. Let me think. Where do I discriminate? Huh? Anyone? What does it mean? There's no self. Second chance, 4.
All fake.
It's all fake. It's so Chinese. He said the Chinese wisdom, everything is fake. Okay? That's Chinese wisdom. Can you be more original? Forget about your Chinese self. Anyone else? How about Korean self? DTT. Mexican self.
Emitofuo, Master.
I knew it.
Okay, that all are empty.
All are empty.
So could be exist, but doesn't have own substance. Sorry for my horrible English.
No, it's pretty good. Not bad at all.
Thank you.
That's too advanced English. I want something lower for illegal aliens. that anyone who listens to this said, oh, I know what he means. Don't tell me about empty. Empty. Like empty stomach when I'm hungry? What is empty? Okay? Anyone? Master O. Abbott, what is no self? Can you explain no self to me?
A Di Đà Phật. Vô ngã tức là các pháp nó tự nó tương tác với nhau, nó sanh.
Did you hear today about my observation about Jumi's face? You agree? See, I throw curveballs at him myself. What does it have to do with no self again? Translation.
Cái duyên nó tương tác với nhau, không có cái ngã trong đó. Trong kinh của em cũng có nói như vậy. Thì tại mình khởi cái ý lên, mình nói nó là thế này thế kia, chứ các pháp nó không có nói với mình là cái gì hết á. Nhưng mà mình biết nó vô ngã. Nhưng mà không phải như thầy giảng hồi sáng, vô ngã, nhưng mà mình phải biết giúp người ta. Ta đang suffering, mình phải giúp cho họ thoát ra cái đó. Chứ không phải mình nói vô ngã rồi mình ngơ ngơ như vậy.
Okay.
So everything arises by condition. Therefore, there's no such a self in there. And because we give rise to a thought, we think about this. We think about others. Therefore, all the Dharma is empty. There's nothing in there. However, we understand that it is no self, but when we see people suffering, we cannot ignore. We try our best to help.
Okay. Yes, JMT. Anyone else?
내가 없으면 아무런 문제가 없습니다.
If there's no self, there's no problem.
Very good. Let's move up. Okay. You now earn the right to come to the U.S. for training a little bit faster. She doesn't get it. Okay. Very good. It means no self, meaning that it's no big deal. Don't make a fuss over things. It's no big deal. You make a fuss because there is a self. You agree, you disagree, you fight, you argue, you throw tantrums because it's a big deal to you. Yes, go ahead, 4.
I was going to say that Master YongHua, the answer might be Master YongHua saying that everything is okay.
Then you insisting everything is okay.
It's not insisting, just saying everything's okay. There's no insisting.
But you're saying that
If you don't feel okay, that's okay too.
only the Chinese will understand it that way, you know. Chinese, everything is okay. American is no big deal. There's a difference in culture. The Asian says everything okay, meaning everything is acceptable, okay? But actually, in American, okay, when you say everything is acceptable, meaning there's an attachment there. Okay? Because if you say everything okay, meaning I accept you, accept you, accept you, accept you, it's okay to me, okay? Therefore, there is existence. So, what Master YongHua taught is not emptiness. It's non-discrimination. Okay? Whereas, it's no big deal, meaning that don't be attached. Why are you so attached? It's really no big deal. That's what my ex-wife used to tell me. It's no big deal. I said, what? Okay? You see? So that's what the existence of the self. So far, so good. Okay? You make a fuss. You choose to make a fuss. And all we have to tell your kid, your wife, is that it's no big deal. Remember, it's no big deal. It's only money. It's no big deal. Okay? Only you matter. The rest is no big deal. Oh, you understand emptiness now. I certify him at understanding emptiness. If you look at your wife as you don't matter, are you in trouble? Okay, so far so good. Existence of self. Meaning that don't be so afflicted. It's no big deal. Everything okay, whatever you want to say. But ultimately, it's okay. It's no big deal. Okay? Drop it. Okay? What about the principle of Dharma's having no self? What does Dharma have no self means? This is very Buddhist. See, it's funny that you are Buddhist disciples, you read a lot of books, and when I asked you to explain it in layman's terms so that people who don't know anything about Buddhism would understand the Buddhist principles. How can you expect to help your wife if you cannot explain to her? Yes, 7.
Emitofuo, the Dharma has no self is don't judge.
Shame on you. Anyone else? You've been studying from Master YongHua for how long now? God. Anyone else? What is Dharma has no self? I gave you the hint already. It came from no existence of a self. What is no existence of a self means what? It's no big deal. Yeah? So what Dharma has no self, what does it mean? Where did you go to school again? Now I'm worried about Silicon Valley. Yes, 4.
Well, I thought you were speaking, well, isn't that the same thing? Dharma's no big deal as well? Don't get attached, no big deal.
Dharma is no big deal.
Just
okay? So what Dharma are we talking about?
the Buddha Dharma. It sounds bad, but then it's Dharma just there for helping us for a reason, but it's not a fixed. There's no need to attach. There's no self, meaning it doesn't have to be a certain way. It's flexible.
Too complicated. Anyone else? Dharmas have no self. Yeah? Yeah, speak.
When there's no self, there's no Dharma.
No self, no Dharma. Are you sure? You have to be more assertive. You have to say, I think. Yes, JC. What does Dharma have no self mean?
머리 굴리고 살 필요 없다. 머리 굴리고 살 필요 없다.
We heard you.
We don't need to live with thinking.
You need to live with thinking. Okay. On the right track. Anyone else? What does Dharma have no self means? Remember, what did I just tell you? When you say there's no self, what does it mean? It's no big deal, right? That's why I said, no big deal. Don't make a fuss. Don't make a fuss. It's okay. It's no big deal. It's only money. It's only a shirt. We can get it cleaned. You know, it's only a job. I find another one. Okay, it's only a monk. It's a dime a dozen. You know, that kind of thing. You know, okay. It's no big deal. Don't be so afflicted. It's no big deal, right? What Dharma having no self mean? There's no self. Now, what's a Dharma have no self? Dharma here refers to the teachings. Buddhist teachings. All the teachings, including this one here. There's no self. This is why the Buddhist disciples are so confused. It's by design, so that the Buddhist disciples, they reach these levels and they have a hard time explaining it in a way that laymen who are not Buddhist disciples can understand. Okay? So Dharma is here. We first have no self. Dharma is here, don't matter. That's what it means. Okay? The same reasoning. No self meaning it's no big deal. So the Buddha Dharma is no big deal. Is that clear? Same principle. We are not a big deal. Don't make a fuss. So the Buddha teaching we give you is not a big deal either. Don't make a fuss. Which particular Dharma are we talking about? The Dharma of no self. Even it's no big deal. Just because you say, oh, it's no big deal. You know what happened to those people, those arhats, those people who say it's no big deal? They're so attached to the fact, it's no big deal to me. That's what happens to them. And the Buddha says, it's not enough. Even the thought there, after you said it's no big deal to me, even that thought there, you still have to drop it. Because that thought there, I just taught you. That's my Dharma. My Dharma says, don't get afflicted. It's not a big deal. That's the Dharma I just taught you. Even that I just taught you, you even have to drop that. Isn't that beautiful? It's complete. There's nothing left. Then it's called true emptiness. Because when you say it's no big deal, you're emptying yourself of things. You're emptying yourself of cars, of money, wives. See? It doesn't work. Some of you, yeah, wife, oh, yeah. No. When I say wives, and it works, you say, I feel so good. But this one says, yeah, I agree. No. When it's no big deal, that's when, I'm so free. Okay? Whatever she does, I don't care. Okay. But, see, so existence of self meaning that it's really not a big deal. Why are you so afflicted? Why are you so angry? Why you are so greedy? That's the antidote. It's not a big deal. When you think about it, it's really not a big deal. You choose to get afflicted. Okay? That's wisdom, folks. Next level wisdom, you have to watch out. Just because you know it's not a big deal, you also need to drop that thought that's not a big deal. That is complete wisdom. Because if you say it's no big deal, you still attach to the thought, it's not a big deal. That thought alone itself needs to be dropped. That's it, man. Dharma has no self. Your knowledge, to extrapolate what you know, you need to drop it. JMT.
두 가지 질문이 있는데요. 첫 번째는 법무화에 대한 제 개념을 좀 확인하고 싶은데, 제가 생각하는 법무화는 그러니까 공을 깨닫게 한 가르침에 집착하지 않는다를 법무화로 이해하면 될까요? 한번 끊을게요, 상수님.
Sir, I have two questions. The first question is about, I want to check whether I understand Dharma having no self correctly or not. So what I understand is that we don't need to attach the Dharma which make us to realize the emptiness. Is it correct?
Yes.
두 번째 질문은 2011년도에 금강경 강설하신 거에 나온 내용인데, 들리세요? 네, 2011년도에 하신 금강경인데 내용이 불교가 가르치는 거는 내려놓기함이고, 우리가 쌓은 그런 삼매나 그런 기술이나 쿵푸는 궁극에는 내려놓기 위함이다 라는 내용이 나와요. 일단 한번 끊을게요.
My second question, in the Dharma talk of Vajrastra in 2011, you said that the purpose of Buddhist teaching is to make you let it go. So all the skill, samadhi, and kung fu is for make you let it go.
없고요. 네, 여기까지가. 그러니까 거기 지금 좀 전에 말한 게, 그러니까 좀 전에 설명한 게 법문의 내용이고 질문은 지금 할 건데요. 질문 바로 해도 될까요? 네네. 오늘의 제가 궁금한 건 삼보에 대한 예경도 궁극에는 내려놔야 되는 건지, 그게 조금 아직 명확하지 않아서 질문 드립니다.
So my question is that, how about the respect to the triple jewel? Can I also put it down?
You better not. Not to me.
그게 아니고요. 그러니까 제가 예불에 번뇌가 있었는데, 그게 이제 음악적인 요소가 아니라, 이제 그 예불에 번뇌가 있던 제 번뇌의 종류는 두 가지인데, 그게 하나가 삼보에 대한 예경이고, 두 번째가 삼매에 들지 못해서 시간 낭비한다였거든요. 한번 끊을게요.
I have afflictions about the ceremony. It's not about the musical thing. My affliction is two things. One is about the respect to the triple jewel, and the other one is the I'm wasting of my time because I cannot get into the samadhi.
뭐 진전이라든지 삼매는 내려놔야 될 거라고 생각이 드는데 이게 과연 예불의 번뇌가 없으려면 제가 삼보에 대한 예경을 내려놔야 되니까 질문을 드리게 된 거예요.
I think I have to put down the samadhi and then progress. How about the respect to the triple jewel? If I let go of the respect to the triple jewel, then I might be no affliction.
I don't know how to help you.
근데
Master Z.
스님.
Ask Master
그
Z.
스님 아니라 저 근데 마사지요? 네.
Someone knows how to answer her. Oh, Abbott, she's now your problem. Help her.
A Di Đà Phật, con nghĩ mấy cái đó đó, cậu nói là phải xả bỏ đó, thì đúng rồi, cái cứu cánh là phải xả bỏ, mà phải nước có một cái quá trình, thời gian, cung kính tam bảo này nọ để tạo cái phước. Thứ ba nữa là nó bớt cái arrogance của mình đi, và lần nó đủ phước, đủ điều kiện nó nhập được cái định đó, không cần phải xả hay bỏ gì hết á. Thỉnh thoảng mình đủ tự nhiên nó nhập vô mình biết. Rồi từ từ mình cũng bỏ luôn cái ham thích cái nhập đó nữa. Nó phải, mà cần thời gian chứ không phải là trong một bữa, hai bữa, một tháng, hai tháng mà nó được như vậy liền.
Emitofuo, Master, I think that what she said, she needs to let go. That's correct. However, it is a process. It needs time. First, we need to respect the triple jewel. We need to create blessings, reduce our arrogance. So gradually, we will learn to let go of the thought, the desire that we want to enter that samadhi. It's not just 1 day or 2 days, 1 month or 2 months that you can get it right away. It takes time.
Okay, did you hear the problem? Did you hear what her problem is? I'm testing you. What is her problem? I want you to pay attention. This is very important. If you don't get this, then you don't understand. There's no self. Yes, 4. What is her problem?
She is too concerned of herself.
Go back to China. Anyone else? Huh? Mountain View, whatever you're from. What is the problem? It's so loud to me. I said, it was so loud. I said, oh my God, could we tone down the sound a little? DTT, go ahead.
Master, is it because she's making it too much of a big deal, getting in or out of samadhi or not?
Okay, I'd be nice to him. Next, 7.
Beautiful, Master. I think as long as you still have a thought, then you cannot enter samadhi.
What thought?
Want to be in the samadhi. So
No, God. And you call yourself Buddhist disciple? Anyone else? Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. I think it's too much thinking.
Yeah. What kind of thinking?
She's thinking too much of everything.
Yeah, she has this one thought that bothers her. Which thought is that? I'm wasting time. Is that what you're about to say? You're right. I'm wasting my time. That's what I heard. She says, every time I come to the ceremony that they're doing at JMT right now, I felt they're doing it wrong. I can't enter Samadhi. I'm wasting my time. Entering Samadhi is not yet. What really bothers me, I'm wasting my time. Okay? Is that what you're about to say? Yeah, there you go. You see, when I like someone, I help them with the answer. Yeah, you cut it down, you chop it in the knees. Man. How stupid of an answer. Anyway, you got that? It's so loud and clear to me, this woman here whose face has changed recently, but for the wrong reasons. Okay? She still goes to the ceremony and says, this is all wrong. This is not the way it's supposed to be. I'm wasting my time. And therefore, she still blaming someone else as, okay, instead of seeing it as, it's not a big deal. Wasting your time is a chance for you to prove to yourself it's no big deal. If you stand there for an hour and they screwed up and they do everything wrong, you say, okay, no big deal. This is a chance for you to learn not to take yourself too seriously. Because you can bow 10,000 times. You can recite the mantra for years. And you still see yourself say, see, I'm bowing. See, I'm reciting. See, I'm important. Then you have no wisdom. Doesn't matter how many times you recite the Buddha's name or the mantras. It's not until all these things happen in the temple to her, and she's getting better and better, but ultimately she says, I'm important. Okay? I matter. My time matters. What I think is important. What's right is important. No. Right or wrong, it's no big deal. That is Buddhist wisdom, folks. Worldly wisdom is right and wrong. Yeah? Buddhist wisdom is eventually you have to let go both the right and the wrong. Not until then can you have wisdom. Being right is not wisdom, necessarily. Is that clear? So she keeps on saying, they're doing it wrong. It's not the way Master YongHua taught them. It's not the way I saw them do it. And Way Mountain Temple, it's all wrong. These new people, they're messing up Master YongHua's Dharma. Okay? And she's so right. I know that already. But what did I tell myself? It's no big deal because I have to empty myself first. That's why I never complain. I let Jumi complain. Someone has to be stupid. Thank you, Jumi. You are truly my disciple. Someone among my disciples has to be stupid. What do you have to say for yourself? Huh?
마스터, 제가 질문을 할 수 있었던 게, 마스터 XC께서 말씀하신 대로 예불 할 때 적용을 했더니, 지금 잘 예불 할 때 별로 번외롭지 않아요. 진짜예요. 다만 이제 금강경을 듣고 삼보에 대한 예경도 내려놔야 되는 건가라는 불자고 수행자인데 이제 그걸 질문드렸을 뿐이에요. 예, 세레머니의 이슈가 아니에요. 지금은 없어요.
Ceremony. I hear you.
Master, I applied to Master XC teaching, so I don't
XZ or mine?
XC.
XZ. See, I knew it. She's a disciple of his.
So I have no affliction in ceremony. I don't have any affliction right now. But my question is, how about the respect to the triple jewel? That is my question.
I haven't answered your respect yet. I always answer your waste of time. This is woman deflects the question. My answer to you saying it's a waste of my time, okay? You need to fix it. Don't talk to me about respect for triple jewel yet. You have to fix your complaint that the monks and nuns there are wasting your time. They're doing it all wrong. Yes, they may be wrong, but what is the answer? It's no big deal. I still come to the temple and waste my time. And you keep on doing it until it no longer bothers you. It's the very same thing as like marriage. You stay with your husband until he no longer bothers you. He's innocent. Don't look at him like that. I see he likes it. You got that? It's no big deal. Meaning what? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. Does it mean that if you practice no big deal long enough, you start to get used to it and there's no more problem for you to see so that you can tell yourself no big deal anymore? Like,
it sounds so convoluted. Vietnamese women, they're so convoluted.
There's no deal that is big or small anymore.
Say what?
Wait, let me rephrase it. So you don't see.
You better rephrase it.
You don't see problem anymore to tell yourself there's no big deal.
Say what? They are good at deluding themselves, don't they? Huh? So you flick and say, oh, it's no big deal.
But you start to get used to the problems.
Get
so
used to
there's
the
no
problem.
Problems.
So your husband abuses you, you get used to the problem. Somebody is attached to something somewhere. Yeah? You see, the Vietnamese are so convoluted. It's scary. I'm not going to touch that commentary. Let me explain to you, okay? I simplify it for you. I don't care if you're Vietnamese, Chinese, or non-Vietnamese, non-Chinese, doesn't matter, okay? Here's what it means, no big deal. What does it mean when I teach you it's no big deal? It's not that you go back and you say, Master, here's my car. You can have it because my car is not a big deal. I said, then why would you give it to me then? I don't want it. Give me a check instead. Never mind, okay. You don't understand no big deal, do you? It really means this. This is beautiful. When the teaching says it's no big deal, doesn't mean you go back and you give up your husband, your poor husband, your boyfriend, your children. You're no big deal. Is that clear? Is that what you hear? No big deal, right? So it's okay for me to burn my house because it's no big deal? The Buddhist teaching says, honey, you no big deal because if you want to divorce me, I say, aha! No big deal means that whatever I'm so attached to most, I will drop it. Everything else, I keep. That's what no big deal means. Because as long as no big deal, I can keep it. But what is a big deal to me, I have to learn to drop it. Otherwise, would be called stupidity. You drop everything, it's stupidity. There's no wisdom in there. Is it clear, folks? Buddhist teaching is supposed to be wisdom. Don't come back after this lecture and you say, okay, honey, I'm gonna give master all my money, all my bitcoins. Because I just learned today is no big deal. And your husband said, you are so stupid. I cannot believe it. Right? The Buddhist teaching, it says no big deal only applies to the things that are big deal to you. Not the things that are not a big deal to you, you can keep it. You're not impressed. You should be so relieved because you should be so relieved because you say, okay, so you said, so what I learned today is nothing is a big deal. I must give up everything. No, you don't. Only the things that you're afflicted about, you need to give it up. That's all. And that's what Master YongHua said. If you are greedy, give me your greed. If you're angry, give me your anger. If you're stupid, give me your stupidity. Because you cannot let go of your greed, your anger, your stupidity. Give it to me. He doesn't tell you, give me your gold, give me your house, give me your car, but it still helps. I have a slight variation. If you want to get rid of your anger, your stupidity, and your greed, that's you don't want, it helps. If you give me your house, your car. Not funny. See? Master Z, just in time. You see? So that's why even though, so this is how you develop wisdom, folks. You develop wisdom by giving away things that really afflict you. That's exactly why earlier when we took the extra time to explain that anecdote from Wei Yang anecdote, when Master Yang Shan says, in the ears, in the eyes, in the nose, that's what he means. He says, I will teach you to empty yourself by detaching. The true self is by detaching from things that are big deal in your ears, in your eyes, in your nose. That's what it means. And Master Yang Shan says, wow, this guy has so much wisdom. He does know how to train his students. And he can easily handle 500 disciples with this formula. Do you get it? It's very wise teaching. It's no big deal here. Existence of a self here is no big deal. Okay? You have a self because it's a big deal to you. So only the things that are big deal to you, learn to let go. That's all. Yes, DTT.
Master, I want to follow up on what you just taught. So when the Master said, to teach through the nose, through the tongue, through the mouth, through the body, through the mind? Is it because we experience the world, our mind or consciousness through our experience of touch, our smell, our taste? Everything that we experience as reality is through those senses. And if we're able to contemplate and let go of what is taste, what is touch, what is smell, then there's no more self to be.
Something like that. But it's very specific. If you do it like that, it's Hinayana. I'm teaching you Mahayana. I'm teaching you certain teaching. I'm not teaching Hinayana stuff. I'm being polite. Hinayana stuff. Okay? Hinayana, they say, I'm going to empty myself, therefore I will empty, I will empty my car, I shave my head, I leave my wife, I give away my children, and so forth. And on and on and on. Okay? It's because that's why it takes them so long to do it. They have to start by giving away their clothes, okay? And then their shoes, and return the car to the mother, and then buy some stuff for master. I'm thinking about the girl who's coming here in a couple of weeks. You see, so they giving it everything, okay? Giving things away. I'm teaching you that is too slow. My Dharma is that the existence of self here means that only matters is that you look at what you really cannot do without and learn to let it go. That's all. If you love your wife, drop her. And that's called freedom. That's called true happiness. No thing happier than this. See, the men struggle with it. Admit it. Huh? You can't do that, can you? Only the things that you cannot do without. That's when you learn to tell yourself, it's no big deal. I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let this go. Because if you drop other things, they're not going to help you. It's a waste of time. Only, it's like you're bound. Huh? Don't talk about shaving your head. Don't talk about, brushing your teeth. Just undo the string that attach you, that's all. And free yourself. The rest is okay. That's sudden teaching. Hinayana, they don't have it. They drop everything. They drop the hair, they drop the eyeglasses, they drop the nose, they drop, everything. Too slow. Go ahead. Yeah, 4.
Thầy, khi mà mình bị phiền não quá nhiều, khi mình bị phiền não quá nhiều thứ thì sao mình biết cái nào là cái phiền não nhiều nhất thầy?
Hello, Master. Hello. When we know that we have a lot of afflictions, how do we know that which one causes the most affliction to be able to drop?
Good question. I never had that problem. Everything bothers me so much. All I do is pick one and then this is the most important one. Okay? You don't mean that, did you? There's nothing that really bothers you more than anything else? It's so Vietnamese. I said, Master, pick something for me that's most important for me, that bothers me so much. And my answer is that you should know yourself, but Master doesn't know what bothers you. Only you know what really bothers you. What bothers you is something you keep on thinking about constantly. And how do you drop it? You meditate. And meditation is designed to cut off those thoughts. When you cannot do without something because you keep on thinking about it, you cross your legs, and that meditation process will cut off those thoughts for you. That's how brutal meditation is. If you do it right, it cuts it off, it cuts it off, it cuts it off. That's all it does. Whereas the Hinayana, they cut off, the dogs, the cats, the rats, the food, everything. It takes too long. They go through, everything and cut it off. We don't care. We only cut off things that really, really afflict us. The rest of it, we love it. So that's why it's called the middle way. And you can practice and drop and still keep some and drop some and keep some and drop some. That is Mahayana. Yeah, I'm teaching you. My master teaches us about dropping everything. I'm not teaching you that. I'm teaching you be selective. Only drop the things that you keep on yet you are obsessed about. And you know what I'm talking about. Yeah? We both know what we're talking about, yeah? Drop it. I don't know what I'm talking about. See? See what it does to that poor woman? That's dropping. JC.
네, 마스터, 저는 요즘 제일 괴로운 게 학교에서 수업을 잘 하고 싶은데 제 생각만큼 잘 못해서 준비하는 시간도 많고 고민도 많은데 제가 생각하기에는 이것을 제가 만족할 정도로 준비를 해서 잘 해야 내려놓을 수 있을 것 같은데 잘 하기 전에도 이것을 내려놓아야지 맞는 건가요? 그래서 만약에 수업을 잘하고 싶은 마음 없이 수업을 잘하고 싶은 마음을 내려놓는다면 제가 수업을 많이 이렇게 준비를 하게 될 수 있을지도 궁금하고요.
Master, for me, what makes me very afflicted is that I have a mind to teach well to my student, but I think I'm not doing well I'm not doing very well. So I prepare a lot of time, and I have so many concerns. So if I prepare well, then I think I can let go of this concern. So my question is that, do I have to let go of that desire that I want to teach well? If I let go, I'm worrying that I might not be able to prepare the class well.
I don't know how to fix this problem. So how can you see? You have a job. I'm glad you asked the question. You have a job. You're being paid to teach. And therefore, as long as you get paid, you have to do your job, meaning you have to prepare. That's a contract. You take the money, then you say, I agree to teach your children. Therefore, it's just normal relationship. Yes? Okay. That's not a problem. That's life. We have responsibilities. We need to fulfill our responsibilities. Nothing wrong with that. However, your problem is not about fulfilling your responsibilities. Your problem is being obsessed about succeeding and being a good teacher. That's what the problem is. This is why you need a good knowing advisor. Okay? You're not sure? I'm glad you asked. Okay? You should ask to help clarify for you and for people, for other people. To be a teacher, you need to do a job of a teacher. Okay? And you're supposed to, for us, where we come from, our perspective, our value system is that we try our best. We give it our all. This is how we operate. When we do something, we want to give our best. Okay? No compromise. We want to do our best. Okay? And we try to give our best until, okay, the moment that we know we tried our best already, that's when you dropped the trying your best. You're done. Otherwise, you cannot go any further. You simply are wasting your time, worrying about something that's beyond you. And that's experience. You try, you compare, you complete, and you see, you know you're not doing anything new because those thoughts keep on recycling. They come back. It's nothing new anymore when you try to create, to prepare. No more new materials than you can prepare. Okay? And therefore, to continue would be a waste of time. That's when you drop the drive behind that process is you want to be at your best. That you wanting to be your best becomes an impediment to your normal functioning. Okay? And that's when you need to drop. So you have the answer already. Okay? That's what you all do, regardless. But that's in the daily life. What we're talking about here, existence of self here refers to when you meditate. Okay? And be very specific tonight, very specifically speaking, tonight when you sit there and with Master Z here, okay? And as you sit there, you meditate, the affliction will arise. You will have some afflictions. And there's so many of them. Okay? Don't go crazy on me now. It's perfectly okay. Those afflictions keep on arising one after another, but you only have to pay attention to the ones that keep on coming up over and over and over again. That's all that matters. That's the one you want to drop first. That's the process. You drop those, keep on coming in higher frequency, find a way to drop them. Okay? Because whatever afflicts you is not a big deal. It's that simple. Drop it. And then the next set of affliction will come in frequency. Okay? Less frequent than the other, by the way. And you drop that and that. That's what you do. There is a prioritizing of what to drop, not dropping everything blindly. And this is the difference between Mahayana and Hinayana training. Hinayana training, they force feed you. You have to drop everything. In Mahayana, we don't care. Only drop the good ones, the ones you need to drop. That's why we're a lot faster. I'll give you an example. If in Hinayana you're supposed to drop everything, that means you don't need to eat anymore. If you don't eat anymore, you're hungry, how are you going to sit there and meditate? See, they got into conflicts like this. But for us, take it easy. Only the ones that really bother you. And Jumi, as an example, she says, all these people, the new monks and nuns, they're all doing it wrong. I can't stand this. And how can I enter samadhi if you keep on doing it wrong? Okay, this is a waste of my time. That's a key thing right there. Okay? This is a total waste of my time. I'm not coming here anymore. That's the one you want to drop. And if you can't see that, you should ask us. We can help you spot for you which one you should drop. And you know what I'm talking about. There you go. We know. Way bound.
Emitofuo, Master. What do we do when the affliction feels so much heavier and stronger than the peace we get from meditation?
I haven't fixed that problem yet. Sometimes I'm hated so much. My whole meditation, my sit there is all thoughts of hate. I haven't been able to overcome yet. You got the answer? You continue. You think you're going to drop it in one day? It took me 11 years to have this thought. It really bothered me so much. It took me 11 years before I finally understood how to drop it. Some things take time. It's a natural thing. The process itself will take care of itself. Okay? And then, so that's how you handle the existence of a self. Okay? You want to empty yourself? Focus on the things that really bother you so much. And if you cannot handle it, since you aren't able to ask me the question, if you the one thing that keep on coming up and you cannot drop yet, drop the next one. Some things you cannot drop yet, it's okay. Drop the next one. As long as you're dropping the next important one, that's okay. Don't be stuck. Okay? That is, the Dharma has no self. Meaning that I just told you, drop the most important one. I just taught you that, by the way, you don't have to drop the most important one. You drop the second most important one. That's what is meant by Dharma has no self. Even what I just told you is not a big deal itself. I show you how to do that in a way it's not a big deal. Don't drop it anymore. Drop the next one. And you say, but then I have a problem with that. Then I say, drop the next one. You have a problem? Drop the next one. That's low level. Much higher level, I teach you something else. But this is what you have to do, by the way. It's not like the gentleman in DTT and Alex at WMT who says, let me see if I understand it. It's nothing to understand. You have to cross your legs. And the legs hurt, and say, I want to unbuckle. Anyone? My legs are hurting. I want to unbuckle. Yeah? There you go. What do? You drop that thought. And it keeps on coming back. You keep on sitting until you drop it. And you can't sit anymore, you stand up, next time around, we come back again, you drop it again. You try to drop it and drop it and drop it, and one day, boom, it just happens. As long, that happens sooner, as long as you don't do like Alex or the DTT gentleman. They both want to know, how do I do it? Why can't I do it? All I'm teaching you to do here, and don't do it like them, because they want to know why, they want to know how. All I want you to do is that when you need to drop what's really important to you, that really bothers you, just say, I want to drop you. That's all you do. I want to drop you, I want to drop you, I want to drop you. That's all you do. You know why? Because it's like those octopus. You cut one arm, it grows again, right? You don't eat octopus? Really? It's the best food on earth. You cut one arm, okay? It grows again. You cut it again, it grows again. So what do? We keep cutting until see who gets tired first. So how tough we are. So that's why your legs are hurting. And you say your mind says, unbuckle. You say, I ain't. Unbuckle. I ain't. Unbuckle. No! Unbuckle. No big deal. Okay? You keep on doing it until, okay, time is up. That's unbuckle. That's okay. You got it? That's all you do. Don't try to understand why is it taking me so long? Why am I in pain? Why am I doing this? Why is that's for losers. You want to understand. There's no need to understand. The secret is that even if you understand, it's like those tentacles. You understand? Do you want to get rid of this? You get rid of it, another one grows. That's all it does. There's no need to understand. You keep on chopping and chopping and chopping. Eventually, the octopus will die. Because you're the one with the knife, remember? You can't keep on chopping. So far, so good? And people these people who say want to understand why, is there a better way? There must be a better way, more logical way. We say, We keep on cutting, that's all. Chop, chop, chop. That's what you should be doing tonight. You do that, you become enlightened. No rhyme or reason. Just do it. Just cut it off. Just cut it off. Just cut it off. You don't need a reason. And once you get there, then we teach you about dharmas not having any self later. We don't want to teach you prematurely. Okay? By the way, this is a weakness in Mahayana. Just to give you a hint, the Chinese explain this as you go from Hinayana to the Mahayana. I'm telling you, Mahayana this is a huge problem in Mahayana. Dharma has no self. Okay? Because I saw it in my generation. They believe they have wisdom, then they say, I have more wisdom than you, which is a fact. They have more wisdom than me. But then the Dharma still have a self. It's the Dharma that makes them better than me. Whereas for me, there's no Dharma that makes me better than them. So I'm inferior, but I have no Dharma attachments. What do you want? You be better and have attachment, or inferior and have no attachments? You ask me, if I could choose, I'd rather have better with attachment like money and temples and fame and reputation and disciples than me who have nothing. Me who have nothing. You got that? It's a Mahayana problem that my master created that I need to undo. Me who have nothing. Okay? No, me. Any questions? I have 3 minutes. My timing is horrible. Oh. I who have nothing. Any questions and comments? So you see, what does it say you have to cross your legs? You don't. You're only training tonight to cross your legs and learn to, because when you cross your legs, those thoughts are more intense. It's much easier for you to spot them. But since you cannot drop them off, the tentacles keep on growing. When you stand up, they keep on growing. So you stand up, you can drop it as well, which is Chan as well. This is what is meant by sitting is Chan, walking is Chan, going to the supermarket is Chan, because they keep on growing. The tentacles keep on growing and growing non-stop. So you keep on chopping and chopping non-stop. That's what it takes, folks. There's no magic. If you do it, at first, it's as if you need to be aware of it. You say, oh, I'm chopping. Oh, a new tentacle, that's chop. Oh, a new tentacle, that's chop. Pretty soon, you just chop without thinking. Naturally. Because you are that smart. You are that wise. As soon as you do it, your system will naturally take over. Your Buddha wisdom will naturally take over and minimize processing. It's why after you get up tonight, you drive home, you know you turn left here and get on the freeway and so forth. You naturally drive without thinking. Yeah? That's your Buddha nature, by the way, at work. Once you know what you're supposed to do, it can take over. You don't need to think anymore. That's what happens. You condition yourself to chop and chop and chop because you said, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to chop this tentacle. I'm supposed to drop this thought. That's all I'm supposed to do. That's what you do. And naturally, your Buddha nature takes over. And it says, wow, I can do so easy, so fast, effortlessly. This is when you know things that your thinking mind doesn't know yet. You see things before it happens. And you have the blessings, then you buy the right stocks. You don't have the blessings, you cannot profit from it. I'm telling you, it's two aspects of it. Just because you know doesn't mean you can take advantage of it. Okay? You know, you see the stock market going up like this, but you cannot take advantage of it unless you have the blessing to take advantage of it. It's not smart, sir. It's not enough to be smart. You have to have blessings. Those training classes, those degrees that you acquire, spend money on, are not giving you blessings. So that's why the training is only half. The other half is equally important. See, just because I know, look at how poor I am, no blessings. I'm telling you a funny thing. I've been trying to buy an X-Mark cable machine for DTT twice now. Twice. One here in Milpitas for $1,300 when the going price is about $3,000. Okay? Bail out on that. Fail that one. And just today, the last 3 days or so, I've been watching another machine in Southern California for DTT. And we had agreement, and today someone stole it from us. Because DTT has no blessings for X-Mark machines. That's my conclusion. What happened today, sir, is that I decided instead of buying for DTT, I said, let me buy for Go Forest first. We got one. And then I said, since now I know what to do, I know I can have no more pressure, I look for this one for DTT, next one, there are two of them. So the first one, I said, first one we go to Go Forest first. We got it right away. Go to DTT, we struggle left and right, and then Lloyd has a struggle, and on and on and on. And finally, okay, they agree to sell, but only if someone doesn't come. I said, he's coming. Unless you have the blessings. So don't ignore that. The reason you struggle so much is because you don't have enough blessings. Just because I tell you that you think you can do it, if you cannot do it, it's because you don't have enough blessing. You struggle so much, it's because you don't have enough blessings. That's why, folks. It's not about knowledge. It's also blessings. This is where the education system fails you. They don't give you the big picture. Knowledge and blessings. That has to be both for you to get what you want. Yes, sir. 7.
Since you talk about exercise, Master, I have a kind of weird question. So when I exercise, I just for example, I have this weight test, right? When I exercise, I just I don't really know what to do. And I just clear my mind. And then my body just react and do all this weird exercise. It does itself. Is that Buddha nature?
Yeah, it takes over. At your level. Let me tell you. Master Xinhua level, the body takes over, it flies. He flies. So it's cool, but it's different levels. That's why your samadhi level matters. You are doing right now still is on the ground. First stage Arhat, they can float and do that without touching the ground. And Master Shinwa, like a dragon. It's cool. Okay, we stop here today. Thank you, everyone. Wow, 2 slides. That's all. How do we get to this point? This is so worrisome. We'll never finish door number 2 in my lifetime. And it makes sense to you. That's what's most scary.